Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me tonight on this live stream. I have to say, I have to thank you all for all the feedback for this map and for my creation. I would like to thank Train Gamer for taking the time and showcasting it. It will be available for download later on. I will share it on Steam. As you've seen it, the Train Gamer done the showcast, so you will get the map with all the furniture and an empty table, so you can do your own model train set. The only reason I'm doing that is because I got a couple of major issues with the mods. I've got 450 enabled, and there is a point on the map where the frame is dropping drastically. I will show it to you in a minute. And also I've no got anyone to moderate the chat, so I will try to respond to each of you individually if I can. I will mainly just riding trains and trying to explain how this map was built and how I've started. And yeah, so there is a spot on the map where the frame rate is dropping drastically, and that is due to a mod, I believe. And right, so you can see that the frame rate is quite bad, but if I turn around like this, then the frame rate is actually 60 frames per second. That's because I think it's the game is limited to this. Right, let me just bring this like this. So the frame rate is limited to 60 in my case. I think if you set up, if your monitor is at higher hertz, it will be higher than that, but I'm happy with 60 frames per second. So for example, I'm just gonna ride this train, right? You get more or less 60 frames per second going. How's the sound, by the way? Can you hear it? Right, is there anything that I need to do? Like the volumes and that? Good. Right, so if you turn around to the left, you can see the frame rate is dropping drastically. And it's not because of this area here. It's because of somewhere in Germany and here there is something that the game doesn't like. I've went back and I've tried to delete everything, but there's still no improvement. So I basically deleted everything from here, and there's no improvement. My guess is this one, because I couldn't find it on the workshop anymore, so it might be this one. But anyway, if I set this to low, which will give you less, I've got the further render distance as well enabled, but that doesn't change a thing. If I set that to low, you can actually, there will still be a major drop in here, but it's playable. So you can see now it's playable. Right, cool. So how did I build this map? Well, to start with, this is the smallest map that you can get with experimental size enabled. So this is tiny map. I think it's 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers, if I remember correctly. I wasn't quite sure how this is gonna work, but I had an idea in my mind that if you set something behind a train, something really big, the train will look small. For example, this. if you don't have that wall there and that door there, the train will look normal. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think it's just tiny. Yeah, this the smallest size that you can get in Transport Fever. So all this in here, what you can see, this is just terrain. Obviously just terrain. I'm not gonna mess with it, but it's just raised terrain. And then where the windows are, this is lowered up to that point, and then I have placed. Right, let me just show you what I have done. So this is the mod, my favorite mod, in which without I couldn't be able to do a lot of things. I've used this mod to do the Colosseum. I've used this mod to do the Tower Bridge. I've used this mod to do the pyramids. I've used this mod in every game, every video that you can see. This is by far the favorite mod that I ever had, and without it, anything wouldn't be possible. So you set this, and then you can change the height, the width, and the thickness. You can change the texture. There's a few textures in here, and then this is how I've done it. So this is wood, and then if you manage to keep your hand steady on the mouse, right, you have to zoom out and you keep it there. I'm just gonna show it to you. If you manage to keep your hand in the same location on the mouse, mind you have to click as well. So you place it there and then press comma and dot, and then you lift it up. You have to know exactly where to lift it up to, and you place another one, and then another one, and so on. And so with them, right, this is how I've done it. Same with them, same with the stairs. The stairs were gonna be like just to get a rough idea. I placed some trains in there. Can anyone can you still hear me? There's not a lot of activity on the chat. And then same with the furniture. It was exactly the same. Same kind of trick. And then this was meant to be square. The table. I started with the table being square, and I had a look. To be honest, I was watching Miniature Wonderland, or Wonderland, if that's the right. Yeah, I was quite shocked to see what those people achieved in that masterpiece, and that is a masterpiece, not what I've done in here. The guys that created Miniature Wonderland, they are truly artists. So yeah, kind of like the idea came from there. Yeah. Yeah, the ground is painted, and then this ground is just painted, and then I placed I've also done a scale, right? So I've measured if this room is 4 kilometers, right? And I've set it up to be 4 meters in real life. So I've set it up to be 4 meters in real life, and a wall in real life is 2.4 meters. So I had to divide everything in real life with 6, and this is how I got this roughly measurement. So the table should be 90 centimeters. Obviously, if you divide 900 with 6, you get, let me just see the height, 126 maybe. I think so. If you divide 900, more or less, anyway, it's a rough estimate. So the lines on the floor are done with this mod, which is, I think, comes from this one, the fortification. It comes with it as well. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe Train Gamer can clarify that for us, because it's mostly German. I've been using this mod for a very, very long time, but I have no idea what they mean, and I wasn't, you know, I've just started playing around with them and see what you get. So if you do it like double XL, and then you put that to long, I'm guessing that stands for long, and then I think this stands for width, right? And then I think it's this one, and then you turn it. Yes, good evening, an ox old hide. It's a very interesting name. Right, so, and then if you set it up like this, that's what you get. Obviously, I'll lower it down to the height that I need it, and you can change the texture in here, and then to get a roughly estimate for the measurement, I've just used the paintbrush. So this one, that's what it is. I've painted it and placed one, and then I moved forward and I placed it again, and so on. The skirtings are the same kind of things. The skirtings are this ones in here, and yeah, it's just a lot of patience, and that's about it. Just patience. Right, should we just ride the train, or is there anything else you want to know? Also, I've got some help from a good modder that actually made me this ship, so you can lift it up above water level. As I said, I was planning to do much more. I was planning to put shelves, and on each shelf to put trains with each country that is represented in here. But frame rate and patience and all the rest, I've kind of like run out. So should we actually ride a train? What train do you want to see? There's I think there's 7 trains on. It took me 322 hours from start to finish. So 322 hours from start to finish. Recording, setting up the camera, and syncing all the vehicles took me 48 hours, and recording it. It was a 350 gigabytes video when it was finished, and I had to compress it into a 50 gigabytes video. So the one on YouTube is 50 gigabytes. Right, we'll just jump into this one. I do like the Romanian train, but we'll jump onto this one. Just to get a rough idea what we got. I mean, the cinematic wasn't bad, but it doesn't catches everything. Uh, 11 hours to be uploaded on Facebook. On YouTube. Sorry, I actually fall asleep while the video was uploading. So you can see already there's frame drops in here as we approach that spot on the map. As soon as we pass the middle of the map on this side, you'll see the frame rate that will be bare. So this is the spot right there somewhere. There is something that the game doesn't like at all. It's not my first video that Colonel Failure comments on, and I've even got some advice from him about a month and a half ago. I had a good chat with him, and yeah, also I've tried to manipulate the shadows in the game because I think they're the most annoying things in the game is the shadow casts. I'm going first because I am a high-speed train, so yeah. I think this is Italian, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, very nice train, very nice looking train. Thank you. It means a lot to have all your appreciation. The red and white tower, I will try and show it to you, and I think it's on Steam, if I'm not mistaken, and it's part of a collection. 2 seconds. A collection that should be this one. So buildings, it doesn't say. I think if you look for if you look for Japanese buildings on Steam, you will get the whole set, and that's a landmark from Japan, I think. So there's the Colosseum, which I've manually built. This was my first build in this project, to be honest with you, and that's why if I jump off, it's not quite centered as I would like that to be. I was, the center to be here, but I wasn't going to destroy it and then build it again. And we're approaching France. And we got some vineyards in here. Don't know if you can if you can see it. there's some vineyards. There's a couple of old locomotives in there. I've just placed them as a set. Yeah, I think I've done a mistake when I was doing the live stream schedule, and it didn't quite turn up as I would want it. But hey, it's here. So that's meant to represent the Louvre, and this is just a bus station that I put together with the same mod. And then we got the UK freight yard, or it's not a freight yard, it's a train yard. That's a French train, and we're slowly approaching United Kingdom. And this is a handmade built station. I built it myself again. With just a lot of different stuff. This is meant to be Tower Bridge. And we're heading for Germany. So let's just enjoy. It's a shame you can't see it might seem silly, but I do have a problem with things being as close as possible to perfect. I tried to place an old building up on the top on the hill, and there, and we have a steam train on the top, if you can see the steam. And there's another Italian train, very nice looking train again. In fact, all the trains that are in here are on this map because I do like the look of them. I do not know a lot about trains, but if I see one and I like it, then obviously that's the train that I'm going to choose. I probably should have placed more signals, but I think they're spaced out so I could do the synchronization of the video when I was recording. So you kind of have to. So this is the spot where it goes quite bad again. Then we got some wheat fields. I think this is going. This is going to Germany the long way. I've made a big loop, so it goes into 10 different locations. Right. So if you have a look at in here, you get the trams and the buses. And there was Russia. Right, we jump off this, and I think we're gonna go and ride on a. I mean, this is. You saying the red and white tower? Yeah, it does look really good, and it's similar with the Eiffel Tower. And I think that the view is quite nice. There's also a old wooden church in here, and we're gonna jump into a steam train as soon as the train arrives. I'm gonna fast forward it. Hold on. I've got a couple of new trains that I've just placed today, and I never knew that they existed until the modder showed it to me, and they're from United Kingdom. Yeah, I think this is a mod as well. I'm not quite sure where exactly can you find it, but it's somewhere around here. I like this. This is the second thing that I've done, and also these trees are in that mod, in the Japanese, and the buildings, and that one. The trees are quite high textures, so if you zoom in, you'll see they're quite high texture, and they will drag your frame rate down. So this is the second thing that I've done in here. That's a Romanian train, and probably the cleanest Romanian train you'll ever see. And obviously that's a ice 3, I think. Right, where was I? I'm gonna go and find a steam train. To the left? No, I didn't left. Right, we're gonna jump on it, because I kind of like this this bendy kind of old looking track. And I like the squeaking as well. We got some you helped me more than enough already, Train Gamer, and I have to thank you for that. I will send you the link after the live stream, because that's when the map will be available on Steam, and I will send you the link, so obviously your audience can enjoy the map. Thank you for everything you've done for me tonight, and all the best. So that's a Romanian train as well. Well, it's not Romanian, but the livery is Romanian. That's another Romanian train. That is genuine Romanian. That one there. Right, let's just see. Maybe we can get a better angle, if not too much steam. I've placed some green stuff on that tower. Have a nice weekend yourself as well. And the pleasure is all mine. I hope you're gonna enjoy doing your model railway as much as I did. there should be a small lake underneath here. Yep. And then there's a tower there for hunting fox. And then there's the dam in here. And the Japanese building. And there's another Russian train waiting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what I mean, there are a lot of talented people when it comes to Transport Fever 2. I should have deleted that. In fact, there's a couple of trees that have grown since the last time I've been here. There are a lot of like, you know, talented people when it comes to Transport Fever 2. So yeah, it'll be nice to see. Got 2-8. To be honest, before the what was the first video? That was before the lockdown, or just after the lockdown. I had a lot of time in my hands, and I said, "Look, I'm gonna start doing something." And Transport Fever 2. Until then, I was playing. I was only playing Transport Fever 1. So I've created the Aren, the one with the fortress, and why is this stopped? I think he's waiting for another train. Yeah, so I built that, and I was a bit desperate because I've spent so much time on that build, and I wasn't getting any attention. Like, it's not. I had my own subscribers at that time. I had about maybe 300 or something like that, and obviously from 300 subscribers, maybe I was getting, I don't know, 10 likes or something like that, and the feedback was just from a couple of people, and it's I felt a bit, you know, so I've run into a guy on Facebook, and his name is Claude, and he helped me a lot. And he said, "Look, I can, you know, I'll show you the Discord, and then we'll have a look from there." So, and then he introduced me to Urban Games, and they had a major issue. One of the staff member left. I think they lost a couple at that point, and I've sent them my videos at that point. I think it was Paradise Island and Aren and a picturesque town, if I'm not mistaken, and Old Mill Village was the buildings that I had, the creations, and I sent them to them, and they said, "Look, I don't have, we agreed not to have any like favorites, but if something comes up, we will let you know, or you are the first on the list." And that was pretty much it. And obviously they were busy. They said to me they are quite busy to obviously improving the game and so forth. So yeah, that was pretty much what I've got from them. So this is the spot in Germany where everything goes 5 frames per second, and it gets better as we come closer to the station. Yes, Claude indeed helped me a lot, and I can only thank him. He introduced me to a lot of things, and that's all you need. You need a couple of guys that are actually into your videos, and as soon as someone interacts with your video, it's like a ladder. It multiplies every time you actually see it. So this is the Battle of Nation monument. From what I've done my research on that, I think I've done it pretty good. And now we should go on a big loop that goes in and out of the mountain, just because the difference of elevation is quite big, so I had to do it somehow. So even if there's nothing in front of me, the lag is still there and at the same spot, and it's really annoying. So now it's all cluster clear. If I turn my camera on that way, and there's nothing, you can't see nothing, it's just a mountain, there's the frame rate is quite bad. So after this live stream, you will get the map on Steam Workshop. All the mods, I think there's only a couple of mods that are required. There's the Colosseum. So there's a couple of mods that are required for the map, and there's one that I would advise you to have. I don't speak French, no. I barely speak English. Well, I can only thank you, each and every one of you, for subscribing and interacting with my videos. That helped me a lot, just by ranking them up on the list. When you do search for Transport Fever 2, they seem to appear on that list now. Thank you for being here. Yeah, well, hi John Dye. I've got this idea, and this one I've started with the Colosseum, and that was just to see if I can do it or not. The coal mine was actually meant to be just the coal mine itself. The fact with the train unhooking the wagons, that was just a joke with Claude. Actually, he was like, it would be really good if you could do that, and I was like, I bet I can do it. So I've tried it for about, I don't know, maybe 10 hours. I've tried to make the train unhook, and then I couldn't do it, and I said, look, I'm gonna do it somehow. So I've done it with the video editing trick, which a lot of people actually felt frustrated with. Thank you, Petra Maya. Jump up back on the train. Yeah, a lot of people seem to like that video, although I've only spent like 100 hours on it. It's not my longest creation, but it seems to be very catchy. Thank you. Yeah, you will be able to download this map after this live stream. It will be empty. Like the room, it will be there and all the furniture, but you will have an empty table, so you can do your own creation. My computer is not the best, and it's I'm gonna tell you what's my computer. It's an i7 479K overclocked to 4.7, 32 gig of RAM, and I think they're 1860 megahertz, if I'm not mistaken. And the graphic card is Radeon RX 580 and has 8 gigabytes. It's not the best, but I must say I tried an i9 which was overclocked to 5.1, I think, or 5.0, and 64 gig of RAM. And I wasn't happy with it, and I had to send it back. I wasn't paying £1,000 just to get like 2 frames per second extra. And it's not. A lot of people say it's due to all the passenger. It's not, because you see, there's actually no passengers on this map, and the map is tiny. It's, I think, the most and also they say it's a CPU bound 64 gig of RAM, and they were DDR4 3000 megahertz. Thank you, iBucks. Mulțumesc. Where was I? Yeah, the train. The Flying Scotsman is flying away. At the moment I only have 32 gig of RAM, and they're DDR3. So I was saying this is meant to be a CPU bound game, and indeed it's quite heavy CPU, but the thing that affects the most, Jesus, I can't speak. Upgrade to the thing that affects the performance most is the drawing distance. I've changed it, and to pay £1,000 for something that's going to improve my frames per second but 5 is not worth paying £1,000 in my opinion. Flying Scotsman is a really great train. It doesn't make a difference. I had an i9 and 64 gig of RAM, and I had 5 frames per second improvement in the games. The game runs fine as long as you just play with it and not put 500 mods inside the game. This is due to the actual just the detail on the maps, and mostly paintbrushes. They seem to affect your performance quite a lot, and that means all the water in here is painted. I do have, as I say, I do have that spot on the map, and I've tried to trace it back, but some mods seems to leave a trace behind. If you know what I mean, they leave like something imprinted in the ground that you can't really see, and you can't even delete it after that. I had a look at the crush dump text, and Claude had a look as well, and they seem to be due to the high textures of a couple of mods that are actually high textures and affect the performance, and they do interact with the game performance. I've been playing this game for 2,000 hours at the moment. I've been playing Transport Fever 1 for about 5,000 hours, if not even more. And as soon as you start putting heavy decorations, your frame rate will drop, no matter what computer you got. The game runs fine. I've played for about 70 hours or so. I've placed towns, manually placed them, and maxed them out. I set the editor to be 800, and the game seems to run fine. Obviously, as soon as you add a lot of mods, that's the game. And if you think about it, the game graphics is actually awesome. Now, I've played recently. I played the Crew 2, and the graphics are not as good as this. Maybe it's just my opinion, but obviously this game has to render everything, and it works in the background as well. So every line that you set up, it's calculated by the computer at every second or so. or the end of the month. Yeah, but as I said, it all went fine until after Germany and here. So there's something here. See if I'll show you. If I look around this way, like that, you can see the frame rate is actually, it's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's playable, right? If I turn around this way, some around here, you can see it's getting quite bad. So there's something in here in this area. Let's do a bus. By the way, I don't know who seen the video and seen this car in here, because I've seen it in the cinematics and I was like, no, I forgot to delete it. I don't like that kind of car and I don't like the color, so I've placed it here. I forgot to delete it. Never mind. We'll take this is an Hungarian bus that was running in Romania. Probably still running in a couple of places. Oh, there was a collision, another collision. Never mind. So we'll take this this bus and we'll take a journey to Romania. Yeah, you can still find Icarus in Romania probably. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can still find them in some places. We'll go on Transfiguration. That famous guy that said the world's best road was actually Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear. 2 seconds, I need to have a drink. It doesn't matter, they're probably the best buses ever. In the summertime the doors aren't shutting, or in the winter that's the worst, because in summer it's quite hot, but in the winter oh, I forgot a bit of grass. Yeah. There is the articulated one as well, and that one was worse because it used to crack where the rubber thing is in the middle. True that. They do have cushion seats, yes. So all this water is actually painted. It's a paintbrush, because you can only get water at a certain level on the map. So if you set your water level at 100, you can only get water at 100. So it doesn't work like in real life that you can set the water coming from the from a mountain. So it has to be painted. In my case, everything has to be painted because I am at 130 meters above the water level, and you can't place any terrain below water level. there's a restaurant here, or so it seems. It's a restaurant. And then we got the reliable Trabant. That's how it was called in Romania. I think that's how it was called in Germany as well. A very reliable car. Used to work with oil, water, mixed with petrol, everything. And then we got a guy fishing here. Jump back on the train. On the bus, sorry. Yeah, so if you do get the map, be careful with the terrain tool near this wall in the back here and the edges of the table. I will show it to you in a minute. On this wall there are invisible tracks, so it keeps the terrain into place. And for the edges of the table there aren't any tracks, so if you do deform it, you'll need to make it back. So we're coming into Romania. That mod is a bit the House of Parliament is a bit weird because it disappears when you get to a certain angle. What's that? Never seen a tunnel like that before. That was a cool tunnel. Oh, head-on collision. Well, we had them in Romania. I think that we'll still have them in Romania as well. Oh, this one goes inside and turns around. Germany. He's going to Germany. Yeah, there is. That one's from the mission. Here we got some Romanian trains. Wow. Look at that. That is old. Let me see how old is this. 61 hours. So it just shows you how long it's been staying here. 61 hours. Jesus Christ. And then we got this one as well. I've tried to make like an abandoned tunnel in here. See? It disappears. I've tried to sort it out in the script, but you can't actually, unfortunately. They're quite old as well. In fact, we're gonna... And obviously what represents Romania as a church. I need a train so we can go down this side, because this is quite interesting. It goes in the tunnel and then comes out. It's kinda, again, the height elevation, the height difference is quite big in here. And when you want a train, you can't find one. Where's this going? Yeah, that's going in the right direction. And I think this one has a... Yeah, you can change the view. Wow, that's very weird. Come on. How about that? This is what I wanted. Yep. Yeah, can you hear it? I bet. Okay. Sorry about that. Right, what do you want to see next? Indeed, it's a lot better than smoking. Way better than smoking. I don't really stream too much because I'm not confident enough with my English, and I'm not confident enough in general. Why am I going backwards? Or the camera's backwards? I'm on the... Ooh, I thought it crashed. It was just autosave. What would you like to see next? These birds are really happy tonight. And there we go. There's a bird in the cabin, I think. There's no trees around, but I can still hear that bird. You want to see Italy? I do live in Scotland, yes, but I'm not Scottish. And thank you. We'll take this train then, because I think it goes to Italy. Does it? Why did I pause it? It does. So this one goes to Italy. So we'll take this one. That's good then. That's good. I've only been in Scotland for 4 years. So I did work with a lot of Scottish guys, and many of my friends are Scottish, so maybe that's why. I worked on the aircraft carriers, if you know them, Queen Elizabeth and Prince of Wales, if you ever heard of them. Yes, I'm gonna show it the edge of the map soon, just to have a look. We probably should have took the train from the other side, but it's fine. think what that was just an Italian train. The house walls? No. It doesn't, because as I said, all this was built, right? All the walls. You'll see if you want the map. When you get the map, there's no frame drops at all. So you got all the furniture, and they do not affect the frame rate. It's something to do in this area here, and I've tried to remove everything. I even took the eraser and just erased everything, and it doesn't make a difference. So it must be a mod that is actually conflicted with something else. Yeah, so the edge of the map, don't go too close with the terrain tool, because it's not a big deal, but you'll get something like this, and then you'll have to be careful to try and place it back. Probably after this live stream. It's not a big deal with the terrain, but just a heads up so you know the hassle. Also be careful when you delete something up here. Don't be like this, because you might delete the lines in here. And the same thing goes with the back wall. If there's invisible tracks underneath here, so the terrain stays as it should be. I'm not too sure if there's gonna be any other table layouts. Probably, because I do love the idea. The moment that I've created this room, I've just felt like a kid when I started playing the tracks. It's the same game, but for some reason it makes you feel like you're actually playing with a model train set. I will ride a train from UK to Italy, and I think this is the one. Yep, this goes. And we got the right train as well. You can place whatever you want on the floor, and you can place whatever you want. I'll show you in a minute. So we're taking the train into Italy. Yes, well, I had the Colosseum. I've built it, and I had no intention to do anything with trains with it. But then I said, why not? It's a model train set, so it would be a great idea to have it as a station and as a depot as well. And I've got this buildings from Steam Workshop. I think they're Italian as well. And this station is made with, in fact, this one and the one from France and the one from UK are all made by myself with this one. And you can actually set the length of the track to be 5 meters. I'll place it here, excuse me, 5 meters. And then you can place the track, whatever track you want, just like that and like that, and then you got a curved station. Obviously the train will stop here, so make sure this will be at one end, and then you can place another one, and you can make it for for your actual game as well, because you can set it up in here, and then you can set the number of tracks, length of the track, standard or high speed, and then you can choose catenaries, and then you can choose second street, and then if you set that to yes, the passengers will actually get onto the trains. I don't know what's the capacity, to be honest, but if you place a road, it will connect to that road, so you get passengers going into the station. And then if you want to build something like a terminal, you can just use this mod, and obviously you'll need to learn how to use it, and obviously set, you can do whatever you want. You can do absolutely whatever you want with that mod. Right. Colosseum, can you place stuff on the floor and areas between the floor and table? Yes, you can place what you want. For example, this one. That's very weird. That's because it's painted, and I hold a shift when I was painting it. You can place that. If you mean here, I'm not too sure. Probably not. You can't really place anything in there, to be honest. But you can make a bridge, I think. Yep, you can. I wouldn't see why not. Obviously just set your track first, and then we'll try. Oh. We'll try this one. And there you go. You have a bridge. Really high bridge. 130 meters more exactly. No problem, John. Thanks for being here. To be honest, I've never been with the train in Scotland. I was planning to, but I've never been on one. I've been to Fort William, and in general Scotland is really nice. Right, what else would you like to see? I've seen the map too many times and I'm still enjoying it, so what else would you like? Let's take do we have any buses? We have a truck going up here. In fact, we'll take the next one. We'll take this guy. It's empty, but that'll do. I will try to keep up the good work. Not sure if it's all going to be like this, but I will try as best as I can. I don't have any plans, to be honest with you. I usually just play. Like, I've started my first actual no mods game just to try and get some achievements and the actual game. I've not played the campaign at all, and I've probably only played the game for about 80 hours in total out of 2000. So, as always, I've got nothing planned. I'm probably gonna start doing something with the Cluj County map, maybe, or maybe something else. I don't know. Maybe do something on this map, something different. I've not done anything to that map yet, apart from what you've seen in that live stream. I would like to get it finished. Whether there is a good chance to get it finished, I don't know. But I do try to get stuff put together. Obviously, this is my main thing, what I do. And I like to focus on this kind of stuff when I got the right idea. What's wrong with the tunnels? They all seem to have like a small window in the ceiling. Good night, Anoxalt Height, and thank you for all your great support and all the comments. They always make my day and make me giggle as well. You do seem to have a really funny way of speaking. I would say a similar with Colonel Failure. Do you link the mods for the map will be in the description of the map on the Steam, right? In fact, what I can do, I'll leave this running, right? Because I've got everything set up for the map to be ready to be downloaded, but because you're here and you supported me through this live stream, I will make it public so you can download the map, and hopefully I will drop the link in the description, or even in here, and let's see if it works. Who's willing to try it and see if it works? So you get the mods from transportfever.net, which are on a Dropbox, and then you get 2 other mods that are from Steam Workshop. I'm just curious to see if it works. If you try it, please let me know if it works. Where should we go next? I'll do one more last train ride, and I'll let you decide which one is, and then is it working? Good. Right, that's perfect. Well, I hope you enjoyed building your own model railway. I will try and post the link and the videos as well. Yeah, I don't think it's updated all my collection, but there should be quite a lot of mods in there. I also got some mods from transportfever.net. Let's take a bus from here. I'll take, where is this going? UK bus route? No. What do you mean worked in second try? UK car park. This should be the bus I'm looking for. Good. So as I said, the further render distance is not a must, but I do recommend you use it. It's just so it doesn't look foggy in the background, and you can see the walls from one end of the room, from one end of the room to the other end of the room. That's good, that's working then. Right, what train ride would you like to see for the last time? Okay, which one? The vanilla one from the game, or this one, or the other one? I've got two. This is the one from the game. Oh, there was a race. Fuel King mod. What? I don't know. I don't know what that is. This is going into Germany, so it's perfect. I don't know what that mod does. Fuel King. And here we go. That train is actually stopping into a... Man, I've never used it. Sounds interesting, but I never used it. So that train was actually going and stopping into a fake station and then turning around and coming back. The tunnels are really weird when you do junction and them. There's a Shinkansen. Very nice looking train. That's nice. There's so many trains and not trains, trees. There are many trains as well. I think there's about 20 on this loop, and then the one that are just connected in between the cities. We are now approaching Japan, or what represents Japan in my map. Right, are there any more requests for tonight? Any other trains you would like to see? I like this part. Thank you for being here, and have a good night yourself as well. Yep, sure. What? Let's see. I should have a new British train. I'm sure of that. If not, I'll just replace it. Right, pause. Let's see if I've got that train enabled. It should be here somewhere. If I've enabled it. And apparently I've not. Well, that's a shame. It was a really nice train. Well, this one will have to do. Let's see. And this is going to Italy. We should have jumped on a different train because this is going the short run. Good night. I do got a lot of trains, and I mainly keep them, as I said, the ones that I like I will keep, and the ones that I don't, I just don't. I don't have a lot of I don't have a clue about trains, so I go by the looks. We'll get to see the Colosseum once again, and probably the last time for tonight. Right, I think that will be it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you're gonna make the most out of the map. and don't forget to join my Discord, and then you can show me what you've done with your map. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you soon. Have a good night, and all the best. Thanks for watching. Good night.